Students, we are learning input and output characteristics of a junction transistor in this video session. So a NPN transistor an NPN transistor in CE configuration is in the circuit. This is circuit diagram, which is NPN transistor, and common like emitter is connected in common, therefore it is CE configuration. And it is NPN transistor, pointer not pointing in, current is flowing outward into the emitter. Therefore, total emitter current is equal to base current plus collector current. Now, input characteristics are these and output characteristics are these. So when we are characterizing input characteristics of a junction transistor, you need to remember that both the junctions should be connected in such a way. First junction is in forward bias, second junction is in reverse bias. And remember that these two junctions, when they are being operated, you need to provide some voltage, and remember that voltage should be greater than knee potential of the two junctions. First junction will have one knee potential, operating voltage should be greater than knee potential. Second junction also is being operated in such a way, you need to provide some voltage. There will be some variable voltage here and there will be some variable voltage here, which is provided for both. Now what we will do, we will maintain this VCC constant. We will place this VCC constant because we are characterizing input studies of a junction transistor. That's the reason why. So when we are dealing with input characteristics, the output voltage, which is VCC, is maintained constant. We will not change it. We will make that output voltage as fixed value. And remember, it should be operated with some particular voltage. It can be nearly 0 to 5 voltage. Usually, practical transistor, we will be placing at 5 volt. The biasing voltage is 5 volt. So 0 to 5 volt, in between 0 to 5 volt, you will be placing this value. So approximately, I am considering it as 5 volt, which is connected here. That is VCC. That means the second junction is connected in reverse bias. First junction is connected in forward bias. And through this first junction, the voltage which you are providing is VBE. That VBE is plotted in x-axis. VBE is plotted along x-axis, and corresponding to this base voltage, there will be base current in the circuit, and that base current is denoted with IB. Corresponding to this IB, you will be getting some IE. Right? We are not varying this IC. So therefore, corresponding to this voltage VB, you will be getting IB and as well as IE. You can even plot this as IE also, IE, or you can even take IB. That's not at all a problem. Characteristics will be same. IB and IE both will be both can be taken along y-axis. Okay. So first, what we will do, we will maintain this voltage VB a fixed value, which is 1 volt. We are taking 1 voltage here. For that 1 voltage, we have got this pink color graph. Next, what you are doing, you are increasing this voltage to 10 volt. Maintaining VCC fixed, we are increasing the voltage up to 10 volt. For the 10 voltage, you have got this green color graph, and we are increasing VB to 20 volt. Corresponding to this 20 volt, we have got this orange color graph. So in all these graphs, there is one common point. See, all the graphs are starting at the origin. That is one common point. And all the graphs start to become non-zero current at 0.4 volt. 0.4 volt. That means if VBE is greater than 0.4 volt, then only IB or IE will not be equal to 0. then only IB will not be equal to 0 in this case. So therefore, and this voltage is said to be knee voltage. That means the operating voltage of the first junction transistor should be in such a way it is greater than knee potential. When the operating voltage is greater than knee potential, then current in this circuit increases. As a result, IB value goes on increases with respect to applied voltage. So as the applied voltage is increasing, the current in the circuit also goes on increases, and it is only depending upon VBE. VCC is not varying the current in this circuit, right? And VCE is being fixed over here. This is input characteristics of a junction transistor, right? And you can see this here. The driving point or input parameters are characterized in this figure. An input current IE is a function of an input voltage. Input voltage is VBE for various output voltage of VCB. So for different VCB values, we will be getting different different IE. But in all the cases, irrespective of this VBE, you will be getting, if VBE is greater than 0.4 volt, then only current starts to increase in the circuit. And for different values of VCC, you can take 1 volt, 10 volt, 20. The graph are alike with a slight increase in the current, right? That's number 2. This closely resembles the characteristics of a junction diode. This graph is exactly similar to that of junction diode in forward bias. In DC mode, the levels of IC and IE at the operating point are characterized as alpha DC, which is IC divided by IE, where normally alpha is nearly equal to 1. That means this is like a common base. If we are placing in common base configuration, this is the value which we will be considering. But we are characterizing the transistor in common emitter configuration. So usually we will be taking here beta. As we are considering beta here, instead of IE, we will be taking always IB. Beta will be equal to IC divided by IB. IC divided by IB, this is the beta value. Usually its value will be varied up to 500. So beta value is nearly equal to 500. So because CE configuration in forward and reverse bias, it acts as amplifier. Therefore, a transistor when operated in CE configuration, that too NPN transistor, the beta value is approximately 500. And alpha value, gamma value are nearly in between 0 to 1. Remember that. Only beta value will be very, very high. That's the reason why CE configuration we will be preferring to use it as amplifier. This is how input characteristic studies are being done, where for the operating voltage VB, we will be going on increasing this VB. Corresponding to that, there will be increase in IB. For different values of VC, we will be getting different curve. The first one, it is VCB, which is 1 volt. Next, we are increasing this to 10 volt. Next, we are increasing this to 20 volt. So as we are increasing the voltage at a different VCB values, we will be getting these graphs 1, 2, and 3. And all the 3 are just similar with each other, not huge difference in between those 3 graphs. Therefore, the input voltage is depending upon, input current is depending upon input voltage rather than the output voltage. Therefore, I can clearly mention IB depends on IB depends upon VBE. IB is current through base. It is depending upon VBE. As VBE is increased, there will be IB increased. And this graph, input characteristics of junction transistor is similar to junction diode forward bias characteristics. So whatever we have got graph for a junction diode in forward bias, same graph you are obtaining here also. So we have learned in input characteristics that the input current IB is depending upon base voltage. And whereas now if you plot graph for the output voltage, which is VCC, corresponding to this output current IC, you will be getting graph as shown in this figure. And from this graph, you can clearly understand that there is a cutoff region, like first IB, this is base value, like IB, you are taking different values here. This is equal to IB. If IB is equal to 0, then the current IC will also be equal to 0. That is what this graph denotes. This graph denotes. Second, if we are increasing IB to 1 milliampere, if we are increasing IB to 1 milliampere, IC is increased to 1. And if we are increasing IB to 2 milliampere, it is increased to 2. Next, we are increasing this to 3 and it is increased to 3. Next, IB is increased to 4. IC is also increased to 4. IB is increased to 5. IC is increasing to 5. Next 6, next 6, 7 and 7. So from this output characteristics, we can clearly understand one thing. Output current is collector current. That collector current is depending upon IB rather than VCC. So output current IC depends on input current IB, because IB is variable, IC is varying. Even VCC, you are increasing from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, whatever the value you are increasing. If there is no IB, current IC is also equal to 0, which is already shown in this graph. So therefore, the output current IC depends on input current IB, and you can write beta, which is equal to delta IC divided by delta IB, output current divided by input current in CE configuration. So these are the output characteristics of a junction transistor. The output characteristics of a junction transistor have 3 regions in the graph. There are 3 regions in the graph. One is saturation region, and the other one is cutoff region, and the other one is active region. Okay. Saturation region is that both the junctions are in forward bias, and this region is in saturation. This is saturation region. This is saturation region. If both the junctions are connected in forward bias, then only you will be getting such type of like graph will be obtained in this saturation region, or else you will not get any graph in that saturation region. Here we are connecting junction diodes in forward bias and reverse bias. First junction forward bias, second junction in reverse bias. That's the reason why we have got no graph in this saturation region. Now this is saturation region, and this is active region. Active region, you will be getting graph in the active region in such a way, if the forward bias and reverse bias junctions are being connected such that if VCC is not equal to 0 and VB is not equal to 0, there should be some input current in order to drive the output current. Then only you will be considering that junction transistor working in active region. Hence, a junction transistor, when operated in active region will be acting as amplifier, and if the both junctions are connected in forward bias, it should be acting as switch, and this is switch on. And here you will be getting this cutoff region, and this cutoff region is that when both the junctions are in reverse bias, so there will be no IB and there will be no IC. It is said to be switch off circuit. That is saturation cutoff region, and this is active region. And remember, active region, it is that if and only if IB value is greater than 1 millivolt, 1 milliampere, you are getting these graphs, right? So in order to operate a junction transistor as amplifier, you should definitely operate it in active region. You can obtain active region, you can obtain or you can make a junction transistor active by increasing this VB and increasing this VC. Increasing VB increases IB, increases IB increases IC. So therefore, a junction transistor output characteristics are being classified into three different regions in the graph. One is saturation region, other one is active region, and the next is cutoff region.